Who is Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? RFK Jr. is the son of Robert F. Kennedy. It would seem his family history prepared him for greatness. No one was surprised when he announced his plans. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. intends to run for president, but what is he known for, apart from his name? RFK Jr. will turn 70 this year. He's the black sheep of the family. A lifelong Democrat, he holds many unpopular views. He believes the war in Ukraine is America's fault. He believes that 5G towers are used for mind control. He believes that vaccines cause autism, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Robert is the third of 11 children born to RFK and Ethel Kennedy. He was 9 when his uncle was assassinated. He was 14 when his father suffered the same fate. At RFK's funeral, he served as the youngest pallbearer. He went on to study at Harvard and the London School of Economics. Then he served as an assistant district attorney in Manhattan. Robert was 29 when he was arrested for heroin possession. He pleaded guilty, saying his father's death had caused him to do drugs.
I was part of a generational revolution that looked at drugs almost as a political statement, a rebellion against the preceding generation, which had opposed the civil rights movement and promoted Vietnam.
Robert has gotten clean since then, but he lost his job at the attorney's office. He spent a year on probation, doing community service. Then he began specializing in environmental law. Robert became one of the most prominent climate activists. He's also a licensed master falconer. Robert has trained hawks all his life and still breeds them. A father of 6, he has been married 3 times. His second wife was interior designer Mary Kathleen Richardson. She killed herself after their divorce. Robert went on to marry actress Cheryl Hines. Robert's views have alienated him from most of his siblings. For example, he says Sirhan is not guilty of murdering his father. In 2017, he met Sirhan at a prison, speaking for 3 hours. Then he became a voice of the anti-vax movement. Robert believes that vaccinations cause autism and food allergies. He compared vaccination programs to the Holocaust. His Instagram account was suspended for spreading misinformation. Robert's younger sister, Carrie, is the only one that supports him.
He's brilliant, he's well-read, he cares deeply, he is extremely charismatic,
she says. She stopped short of endorsing him, however.
I love my brother Bobby, but I do not share or endorse his opinions on many issues.
Robert has criticized President Biden for supporting Ukraine. In fact, he claimed that the war was started by the U.S. Basically, he rehashes the same Kremlin story. The U.S. orchestrated a coup in Ukraine in 2014. They did it to push NATO enlargement, to provoke peaceful Putin. Putin was forced into the war. In an ironic twist, Robert's son Connor fought as a volunteer in Ukraine. Connor used to date Taylor Swift and worked at an upscale LA law firm. He left his job to travel to Ukraine in secret. For 2 months, he fought with Ukraine's International Legion. He didn't tell anyone in America where he was. He didn't tell anyone in Ukraine who he was. When Connor returned after 2 months of war, Robert was furious.
Dad, this is what you taught me to do, to stand up for what I believe in,
Connor replied. Robert says he doesn't agree with his son's views, but he's still proud of him. On April 5, 2023, Robert F. Kennedy filed his candidacy for the 2024 presidential election. This makes him the 4th Kennedy to run for president.